Chosen one, your awakening is not just a spiritual experience. It's a complete transformation that reshapes your life. Many people think that waking up spiritually is all about feeling peaceful and enlightened. But the truth is, it comes with changes that few talk about. If you're watching this right now, it's not a coincidence. God has led you here to receive this message because you are on a path that most people will never understand. The moment you start seeing the world differently, something inside you shifts. The things that once made sense no longer feel the same, and the way you used to live no longer fits. This is not something to fear. This is God pulling you closer to your true purpose. But before you can fully step into your divine calling, you must understand what is happening. These side effects are not obstacles. They are signs that you are on the right path. When you awaken, you are no longer blind to the things that kept you trapped before. You see through the lies, the illusions, and the distractions of the world. This can feel overwhelming at first, but it is a gift. It means that you are ready to live in truth. But here's what most people don't realize. Spiritual awakening comes with side effects that can challenge you. They can make you question everything. They can make you feel like you're losing yourself. But what's really happening is that you're shedding the old version of you to make room for the person God created you to be. Today I'm going to reveal these side effects. 5 things that happen when God awakens you that few people talk about. If you have experienced these, it means you are truly chosen. If you haven't yet, it means the shift is coming. Either way, you need to hear this, because once you understand these signs, you will never doubt your journey again. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share will change the way you see your awakening forever. Awakening is not a smooth, easy path. It is not just about feeling more connected to God or having a deeper understanding of the universe. It's about being completely transformed from the inside out. And when that happens, it can be confusing, even painful, if you don't know what's going on. Imagine a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It doesn't happen instantly. The caterpillar goes through a process where it completely dissolves inside the cocoon before emerging as something new. That's what happens when you awaken. The old you starts to disappear, and a new version of you begins to emerge. But if you don't understand the process, you might feel lost, scared, or even broken. This is why you must know the side effects of awakening. If you don't, you might think something is wrong. You might try to go back to your old life, but that life is no longer for you. You are stepping into something greater. When God calls you higher, He also strips away what no longer serves you. The people who once understood you may start to drift away. The things that used to excite you may no longer bring joy. Your emotions may feel more intense, and you might even experience moments of deep loneliness. If you don't recognize these as signs of transformation, you might resist them. And when you resist, the process becomes harder. But when you embrace them, when you trust that God is leading you through this for a reason, everything changes. You begin to see that these changes are not punishments. They are preparations. God is making room for something new in your life. That's why today I am revealing these 5 side effects. They are signs that God is shifting your life in ways you cannot yet see. They are proof that you are on the right path. And when you understand them, you will move through your awakening with clarity, strength, and faith, instead of fear and confusion. One of the first things that happen when you awaken is that you start to feel alone. The people around you no longer seem to understand you. Conversations that used to feel normal now seem shallow. You may try to express what's happening to you, but others just look at you like you're speaking a different language. This is one of the hardest parts of awakening, realizing that the world you once belonged to is no longer where you fit. At first, this can feel painful. You may wonder why people you loved are suddenly drifting away. You might ask yourself, why don't they see what I see? Why do I feel so different? But the truth is, God is separating you for a reason. When you are chosen, you cannot walk the same path as everyone else. God is calling you higher, and that means He is removing you from environments that no longer align with who you are becoming. Think about this. When God called Moses to lead His people, Moses had to leave the life he once knew. He had to step into the wilderness, away from the comfort of his past. The same thing happens when you awaken. You are being called into something new, and not everyone can come with you. Some people in your life are only meant to be part of your past, not your future. During this time, you might feel tempted to go back. You might try to fit in again, to talk about the things you used to talk about, to live the way you used to live. But deep inside, you will know that it no longer feels right. The more you try to go backward, the more uncomfortable you will feel. This is because your spirit is telling you the truth. You have outgrown your old life. This season of isolation is not a punishment, it is preparation. God is setting you apart because He has something greater for you. He is taking away distractions so you can hear Him more clearly. He is removing the noise of the world so you can focus on the voice of the divine. You are not alone. You are being positioned. When you feel lonely, remember this. Every chosen one walks through a season of separation. Even Jesus spent time alone in the wilderness before stepping into His divine mission. This is your wilderness season. It is where you are being strengthened, refined, and prepared for the next level of your purpose. So instead of fearing the loneliness, embrace it. Use this time to grow spiritually. Spend more time in prayer, meditation, and self-reflection. The more you embrace this season, the more you will realize that you are never truly alone. God is always with you, guiding you, speaking to you, and preparing you for the blessings ahead. And when the time is right, God will bring the right people into your life, people who understand your journey, who speak your language, who are walking the same path as you. But until then, trust the process. Trust that this isolation is not about losing, it's about gaining something far greater than you can imagine. As you awaken, something begins to change inside you. You start to feel everything more deeply. The energy in a room, the emotions of others, even the hidden intentions behind words, all become clearer to you. This is because your spirit is no longer asleep. Your awareness is expanding, and you are starting to perceive things beyond the physical world. Before your awakening, you may have been able to ignore negativity, pretend not to notice dishonesty, or move through life without thinking too much about the emotions of others. But now, that has changed. You can sense when something is off, even if no one says it out loud. You feel people's energy more intensely, whether it's good or bad. You might find yourself avoiding crowded places because the noise, the emotions, and the unspoken energy become overwhelming. This can be both a blessing and a challenge. On one hand, your heightened sensitivity allows you to connect deeply with God, with nature, and with the truth of the universe. You begin to see beauty in the small things. A sunrise feels more powerful. Music touches your soul in a way it never did before, and moments of silence become sacred. You are no longer just existing. You are fully present in every moment. But on the other hand, this sensitivity can also make life feel more intense. You might feel emotions that don't even belong to you, sadness, anxiety, or fear that seem to come from nowhere. This happens because your spiritual senses are open and you are picking up on the energy around you. You are no longer just living in the physical world. You are moving between the seen and the unseen. At first, this can feel overwhelming. You may wonder why you suddenly feel more emotional, why things that never bothered you before now affect you deeply. But understand this. This is not a weakness. This is a gift. God is sharpening your ability to see the truth. He is increasing your discernment so that you can recognize what is real and what is false. Use this sensitivity wisely. Protect your energy. Spend time in prayer and meditation to ground yourself. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, and don't be afraid to step away from toxic environments. You are not being too sensitive. You are becoming more aligned with your spirit, and that is a powerful thing. As your awakening continues, you will notice something strange. Things that once excited you no longer have the same effect. The music you used to enjoy, the entertainment you once craved, even certain conversations or habits suddenly feel empty. It's as if something inside you is shifted, and what used to satisfy you no longer does. This is because your soul is evolving. Before your awakening, you were drawn to things that fed your old self, the self that was still asleep, unaware of the deeper spiritual reality. But now, that version of you is fading away. Your spirit is hungry for something more meaningful. You may notice that worldly pleasures, chasing money, partying, gossiping, or engaging in meaningless distractions, no longer fulfill you. You might try to force yourself to enjoy them like you used to, but deep inside, you know that they no longer serve your purpose. This can feel confusing at first. You might even wonder, what's wrong with me? Why don't I enjoy these things anymore? But the truth is, nothing is wrong with you. You are outgrowing your old life. Just as a child eventually outgrows their favorite toys, you are outgrowing the distractions of the world. God is calling you to a higher level, and that means your desires are changing. Instead of chasing temporary pleasures, you will start craving things that nourish your soul, deep conversations, wisdom, peace, spiritual growth. You will feel drawn to learning, to seeking truth, to understanding your purpose on a deeper level. This is a sign of transformation. The more you embrace it, the more you align with your higher calling. But if you try to hold on to your old desires, you will feel stuck, frustrated, and disconnected. This is why many people struggle during awakening. They try to live in both worlds, but that is not possible. You must let go of what no longer serves you so that you can step fully into what God has prepared for you. Do not fear this change. It is a blessing. As your desires shift, your life will begin to change as well. You will attract new experiences, new opportunities, and new people who are aligned with your purpose. This is not the end. It is the beginning of something far greater than you can imagine. As you awaken, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to notice patterns, signs, and synchronicities that seem too perfect to be coincidences. Numbers like 1111, 222, or 777 start appearing everywhere. You think of someone, and they suddenly call you. A song plays that answers a question you just asked in your heart. You start seeing symbols or words that directly relate to what you're experiencing. These are not coincidences. These are divine messages. God is speaking to you through these signs, confirming that you are on the right path. The more you awaken, the more you will notice them. It's as if the universe is rearranging itself to communicate with you, guiding you toward your destiny. Many people dismiss synchronicities as random, but they are anything but random. When you start seeing repeated numbers, patterns, or meaningful signs, it is a sign that your awareness is expanding. You are no longer just moving through life blindly. You are in tune with the deeper reality that connects everything. One of the most common signs is angel numbers, repeating number sequences that carry messages. For example, 111 often means new beginnings. 222 is a sign of balance. 333 represents divine guidance, and 777 signifies spiritual awakening. If you start seeing these numbers, pay attention. They are not just numbers. They are signals that you are aligned with something greater. But synchronicities don't just come in numbers. They can appear in dreams, in unexpected conversations, or in moments that feel like déjà vu. Sometimes they come in the form of obstacles, closed doors that push you in a new direction, challenges that force you to grow. Everything is happening for a reason. Once you recognize these synchronicities, don't ignore them. Ask God for wisdom to understand their meaning. Keep a journal and write down the patterns you notice. The more you acknowledge them, the more they will appear. This is how God confirms His guidance. When you start to live in awareness of these divine signs, you will feel a sense of peace. You will know that you are not alone, that your steps are being guided, and that every moment is part of a greater plan. Your awakening is not random. It is a carefully orchestrated journey designed to bring you closer to your purpose. So the next time you see a number repeating, hear a song that speaks to your soul, or experience a moment that feels too perfect to be an accident, know that it is God speaking. He is reminding you that you are exactly where you need to be, and the best is yet to come. As you continue your awakening, you may begin to notice something unexpected. Challenges, resistance, and even attacks that seem to come out of nowhere. This is one of the most misunderstood side effects of spiritual awakening. Many people assume that once they step into their higher calling, life will become easier. But the truth is, the closer you get to God, the more the enemy tries to pull you back. Think about this. Darkness does not attack those who are already lost. It attacks those who are waking up, those who are stepping into their divine power, those who are beginning to shine their light in the world. The moment you start walking in your purpose, forces that once ignored you will suddenly take notice. This is not because you are weak, but because you are powerful. Spiritual attacks can come in many forms. You may face unexpected difficulties, obstacles that seem to block your path, or people who suddenly turn against you. You might experience doubt, fear, or even exhaustion that makes you question your journey. Sometimes the attacks come in the form of distractions, things designed to pull you away from your mission. Other times, they come through relationships, people who try to discourage you, manipulate you, or make you feel unworthy of your calling. But here's what you need to remember. The enemy would not be fighting you this hard if you were not a threat. Every challenge you face is proof that you are stepping into something powerful. And the good news is, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. When God calls you, no force in the universe can stop you unless you allow it. So how do you overcome these attacks? By staying grounded in faith. By recognizing that these obstacles are not signs to quit, but signs to push forward. When challenges arise, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is God trying to teach me?" Every battle has a purpose, and every attack is an opportunity to grow stronger. The enemy's greatest weapon is fear, but fear has no power over those who trust in God. Stand firm, stay connected in prayer, and remind yourself daily that you are protected. No matter what comes against you, you are already victorious because you walk with divine power. After the struggles, the doubts, and the tests, something beautiful happens. You begin to experience the blessings of awakening. The confusion fades and clarity takes its place. The pain you went through starts to make sense, and you realize that every challenge was preparing you for something greater. One of the greatest blessings of awakening is peace. A deep, unshakable peace that no circumstance can take away. Before, your happiness may have depended on external things, success, relationships, approval from others. But now you realize that true peace comes from within. You are no longer searching for validation because you know that you are already enough in God's eyes. Another blessing is wisdom. You begin to see life differently. You no longer react emotionally to situations. You respond with understanding. You no longer make decisions based on fear. You make them based on faith. The people and situations that once triggered you no longer have the same effect because you are operating from a higher perspective. And then comes alignment. Opportunities start flowing effortlessly into your life. The right people appear. Doors that once seemed closed suddenly open. You realize that when you walk in your true purpose, things begin to fall into place. It's not that life becomes perfect, but you no longer feel lost. You know where you're going, and you trust that God is leading the way. These blessings are not rewards. They are natural results of awakening. When you step into your divine path, the universe aligns to support you. This is the life that was always meant for you. Even after awakening, the journey does not end. Spiritual growth is an ongoing process, and there will still be moments of uncertainty. But the difference is, now you know that everything is happening for a reason. Trusting God means surrendering the need to control everything. It means understanding that delays are not denials, and closed doors are sometimes redirections. It means knowing that even when things don't make sense, they are working together for your good. One of the biggest tests after awakening is patience. We live in a world that expects instant results, but spiritual growth doesn't work that way. It unfolds in divine timing. When things take longer than expected, do not lose faith. What is meant for you will never miss you. When doubts arise, return to prayer. When fear tries to creep in, remind yourself of how far you've come. Trust that God is guiding you, even when the path is unclear. The more you trust, the more you will see His hand at work in your life. Chosen one, your awakening is not an accident. It is a divine calling. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of loneliness, every shift in your desires has been leading you to this moment. You are stepping into a new chapter of your life, one filled with purpose, clarity, and divine alignment. Yes, awakening comes with side effects. It can be confusing, lonely, and even painful at times. But the rewards far outweigh the struggles. You are gaining wisdom, peace, and a deep connection with God that will guide you for the rest of your life. Now that you understand these signs, embrace them. Do not resist the changes. Welcome them. They are proof that you are growing. You are not alone on this journey. Every chosen one walks this path, and every challenge you face is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment with the words, "I am awakening," to claim this truth over your life. Your journey is unfolding, and the best is yet to come. Stay strong, stay faithful, and remember, you were chosen for a reason.